go. We're live. Doing a little check-in. What's going on, Mike? G30
There we
podcast
go.
again. Just the Miranda boys.
G30 boys are back. Miranda edition. We're missing Tim dearly on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Yeah.
We have a stand-in replacement though. Timmy is the resident Alessandrini stan.
Yeah.
So we honor Timmy's absence today with a picture.
A photo.
Can I ask you a question, Mike? Would you take Alessandrini back if it was a?
No. Timmy'd hate me for that because Timmy today, as we speak, was on Twitter and like posted Alessandrini's Instagram story, and he had like Alessandrini had the Galaxy tag, and I'm like, dude, I don't fuck her back at all.
So no Drini.
No Drini for me, dude.
Not even on the Vasquez deal, like on the low money.
I mean, but the thing is, Vasquez can play, dude. Alessandrini just gets hurt for fun, dog. It's kind of tough. It kind of hurts because I like him.
It's
great.
True. The French connection, though. I don't know. We'll see.
Shit, our French connection isn't working right now, so.
Oh man. Okay, so let's tell people what's going on. I thought we'd hop on and do a short one. Timmy's missing today. We will be back for a full show on Thursday, recapping Vancouver and previewing the Smurfs again. But that's a long time without talking about Seattle and talking about some of the things that have transpired since then. Saturday was great. The home opener was a success for the most part. I think people behaved. I was there from like 2 p.m. to the end of the game and woke up with bruises. Oh, there's my cat. Bruises and I don't know, a headache.
Just got down and dirty, man. Shit happened. Walk out with a bruise or two.
Our guy Bezzy took care of us, and that was good. It was a good time, and it seemed to go very successfully. Hopefully COVID stays away, and that's not an issue, but as was the preseason games, and not the preseason games, but the trial games with limited capacity. Everybody behaved and did what they were supposed to do. It was pretty good. But yeah, we fell to Seattle. You want to talk about your correct prediction there, Mike? On the 2-1?
Yeah.
You were the only one who guessed it.
Mm-hmm. So in our first live show, I had predicted that Seattle would walk away with a 2-1 win, and lo and behold, no one likes to listen to me, and that happened exactly. Seattle walked out with a 2-1 win and proved to us that we are still not an established system.
Yeah.
Rui Diaz bagged a goal, but he didn't get the brace, so I was one off the perfect prediction. So
yeah, let's talk about that. Pretty much it was relatively uneventful of a game. You know, we had chances, but really the moments were the Sasha Kljestan penalty with Cheech opting to give Sasha the kick. There's a great discussion going on Twitter right now about, you know, was that Cheech lacking confidence, or was that a leader doing what a leader does? I think Jalen's mom was on there saying it's him being a leader. I don't know. Do you have a take on that?
I mean, I feel like Cheech was in a situation where, you know, you look at his season, he's had a fantastic fucking season thus far. And I feel like to not sort of stain what he's accomplished this season, I feel like he sort of stepped away from it in a high stakes game and gave it to arguably the second most experienced guy on the field behind Cheech and Sasha. So, I mean, we saw the experience shine through. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of a lack of confidence, and it's a little bit of leadership. Cheech knew that, hey, I'm riding a really hot hand right now. Let's not hit a cold patch and fuck up this pen and miss. But since I'm not going to take it, let's just give it to Sasha. And I mean, Sasha does his thing, steps up in big moments, and he's one to take those pens.
Yeah, the season or the game started, it felt good to be up on Seattle. I am in the camp that thinks, I mean, Cheech knows his stats. He knows he's 50-50 on pens.
Yeah.
You get a pen against Seattle, like you need to make it. You might not make any other goal, and we didn't. So I think it was a good call giving it to Sasha. And I think the theme of this game is experience. We put a lot of experience out on the field. Vanny went with a 4-2-2-2. He put Efra out there. I think it was another experiment for him. I think he knows Seattle is Seattle, and he's like, let's just try stuff.
Let's try and beat him.
Let's try and beat him. I think it worked pretty well. I mean, we have to acknowledge that it is Seattle. Again, we had this conversation before.
Yeah.
But this game was much more composed. They didn't have any clear cut chances. Their 2 goals came off of set pieces, and the winner came off of a rare Bondi kind of just like, he threw himself on the ball, and Rui Diaz found a way to like put it in the back of the net,
House.
as he will.
Yeah. And that's what he makes his money doing, right place, right time. No, and I wouldn't even classify Rui Diaz as a poacher, but I feel, you can't really fuck up with Rui Diaz in the box. He's
Yeah.
just gonna find a way to put the ball behind the net.
He's like Chicharito. You give him the right chance, he'll put it away. And then we lost 2-1, and it was fine. We held them. It wasn't a terrible game. It was a little frustrating, but it wasn't like bad. Let's talk about Steres coming out in the 5th minute, and all of a sudden you have Sega, who showed well in his first showing. He went down in a scary moment. It was like, no, Sega, no.
Both of them? Yeah,
He charged into the midfield and carried the ball, and it was amazing. And he looks like he's going to be the real deal. And like we've talked about before, he's wearing the 4. He's here to start. He's not trying to play around.
Dang. So you know what that means?
What's up?
No Sergio Ramos.
Oh, no Sergio Ramos.
Took
That's
the 4.
true. That
He
would have
took
been
the
great.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can't spend that much money on a defender, but that would be beautiful. God, he'd tower over everybody. But Steres is out, so we have an interest. Like, thank God we have all these center backs now, because we're missing Williams for 4 or 5 more games. We're missing Steres now with a hamstring. They're gonna nurse that. Can Depew and Sega maybe make a name for themselves as a pair? Depew hasn't really had a partner. He's like been with people. He's been with Steres.
Yeah.
He's been around. Is this the time that Steres kind of capitalizes on a new partner in this kind of like fleshing out period still?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Depu's always gotten the short end of the stick, really. I mean, he's sort of been the utility guy where it's like, oh, fuck, either one of us is hurt or there's some issue or someone has a suspension. I feel like, right, Depu's been the plug and chug guy. But I feel like with what Sega has to offer, I mean, you have these 2 great, massive defenders playing back with each other. And granted, they could build a fantastic relationship by playing with each other, or it could go 180 and be just as bad. But I think this is Depu's time to capitalize, because he had some showings at the beginning of the season that were promising before Williams got involved in the mix. So I think, hey, let's give him the time, and let's sort of let Depew keep an eye on Sega and have Sega keep an eye on Depew. Let's have them both be accountable for each other. And if we do, we win those games, dude. They're big, they're fast, and they're quick.
They are both. Yeah, they are both quick. They are both comfortable with the ball at their feet. It could be Steres's. Unfortunately, like an injury. Sometimes you just go down and that's it, and like you get outshined. We will see. There is no update there. We will, put
Keep
out
that
information. Yeah, keep that on the back burner. Other points in the game. Cheech off the bar. This game didn't go the way we needed it to go. I'm not mad about it. Again, though, people are coming after Cabral, and again, I got my Twitter hands involved, and I had a lot of great conversations with people. Immediately, the kind of like the Galaxy spoiledness, right? It's like, oh, he's not working right now. People forget that Keane took a bit to settle in. Beckham was not good for 2 years, and a lot of drama there.
Hey chat, someone clip that. Someone clip count saying Beckham was not that good, just in out of context.
Yeah, he was great at
No,
on the
but I
back
get you.
end when he came back from Milan, and he bought into the system. There's also a great book out there. I can't remember. I think it's his book or somebody on that team. They wrote a book. They were like, yeah, Donovan and Beckham just like Keane came, and then the 3 of them gelled, and like the magic happened. But yeah, dude, Cabral, this kid, I will die on this hill.
Me too.
The kid wants the ball faster than we can give it to him. He's making runs no one else sees and throwing his hands up, and he's like, play it over the top, play it through. Like, Cheech is dragging defenders, Cabral's in the space. Like, are we not paying attention to that enough? I think he wants the ball faster than we can give it to him, and that is the problem. He is not the problem himself.
I mean, I'm sort of in the same boat with you. We're all dying the hill. I think everyone needs to take a fucking chill pill and relax a little bit, because we knew we were buying into this, and this guy, is a teenager. This guy is a kid. This guy is like, I was
Oh,
21.
he's like 21. Might as well be a
Yeah, but
teenager.
like, you might as well be a fucking teenager, right? I mean, I just feel like you got to give him time, and you can listen to all of our other episodes over the past like 3 or 4 weeks, us talking about Cabral. I feel like just let him breathe. And one issue that I really have with this fucking game is the same issue I had with Vanny last game. He tries to play up to Seattle. He tries to match them, knowing that they're already in it. He knows better than anybody. He played them in how many MLS Cup finals?
Shit ton.
Countless.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tries to like throw them a curveball, but like we end up suffering as a result. I feel like, hey, if you want to throw Seattle a curveball, how about you try and implement a system 3 games earlier so by the time game day comes where it matters and we need these 3 points, then it would work.
Yeah, I think there's some healthy criticism there. I don't think we should be criticizing Greg per se, but I think it is healthy to not criticize is not the right word, but to critique some of the stuff, right? Like, we're not Greg Vanny. What the fuck do we know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm seeing a little bit of a problem similar to what we saw with GBS a little bit, where we couldn't find consistency in a lineup. I don't know that we've had the same lineup this whole time, but Sebastian was suspended. Williams is suspended. Vasquez was hurt. You know, like, it is what it is. It's still the first third. Yeah, it still is the first third of the season, but I think it's a fair critique. Somebody also brought up the point that he didn't really sub this game like he did last game. I don't know if that's because he didn't really have faith in the subs he had, or he let the game get away from him a little bit. But he wanted to win, man. He was pissed. He was screaming. I think he really has like a chip on his shoulder when it comes to Seattle. So I don't blame him for wanting to try to win. And I would argue we almost did. We almost drew.
I feel we got a little bit unlucky. And I'm the first to criticize us when we fuck up, but I feel like we got unlucky. 2 set piece goals, like.
So let's look ahead. Let's talk about Vancouver. We're going up to Vancouver for our first midweek game. Hang on a second.
There we go.
Let's go. Let's talk about it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm pulling up the standings. Okay, so Vancouver, last I checked, are low. Yeah, they are 12th out of 13th in the West. They have 2 wins, 1 draw, 5 losses, -5 goal differential. They've played as many games as we have, and we are 5-3. Wait, let me back up a little bit. Do you think it's an issue that we aren't finding a way to tie games? Because Alessandrini disappeared. Look, it's like, you can't see it. It looks like the Polish flag. Let me go back. Yeah. Do you find it concerning that we can't find a way to tie games?
In
the 2 that we've lost, I mean, and they both, or the 3. It's been Seattle. Oh man.
Damn. I was like,
lawnmowers.
So
we've lost twice to Seattle and once to Portland. Like, is it a problem?
I mean, I feel like we need to keep a little bit of a consistency in thought here. The same people that back GBS can't get mad for us not pulling draws, because it's the same shit with Vanny. With GBS, it was either we won by 3 or we lost by 3. So I feel like I look at draws as a loss anyways. It's not 3 points. 3 points is a win. Anything else I'd consider a loss. I wouldn't say it's a concern, but I feel that it's sort of the same as GBS in the respect where it's like we either really come out strong and we come punch real quick and early, or we're chasing the game and the game gets away from us. Not to draw the comparison between GBS and Vanny saying that they're the same, because they're 2 completely different coaches. What Vanny has to offer is a system. What GBS had to offer wasn't really it was sort of like, all right, we're going to roll the dice each game and see what happens. But I can't say it's a concern, man. I mean, what's a point going to do for us in the long run?
Right. I mean, if you're not getting them at all, like if you're like, the points matter, the single point matters. I really like what Joe Totino said when he was on here. He was like, wins take care of themselves, draws are draws, and losses are suck, right? But like, you want to win at home. This is our first home loss. It kind of sucked. But whatever. Let's move on to Vancouver. Like I said, they've only won a handful of times. They've played the same amount of games we have. We still have some games in hand on people. So I think we really need to win this. And what's interesting, I don't know if most people realize, is that Vancouver, because they are a Canadian team and they cannot come back and forth because of COVID protocol, that they are playing at Rio Tinto in Real Salt Lake. So
Really? I thought they were playing in Miami.
no, they're playing. That was last season. They're
Ah,
playing in Rio Tinto in Sandy, Utah.
oh,
So the elevation, the
that's
fact
nothing
that,
new to them.
yeah, I mean they've been there. Oh yeah, and Vancouver's high too. Um, I don't know. I kind of want to say like it's fine. We're gonna win. But I don't want to perpetuate that mentality quite yet.
Yeah, you don't want to push
Um,
the narrative.
yeah, I think we need to continue focusing and we need to win this game and we need to take that confidence and we need to smack San Jose at home. We're playing in Levi, whatever their small PayPal Stadium.
Yeah.
Um, because we couldn't play the game at Stanford like we usually do, but we'll talk about that on Thursday when Timmy's here. Vancouver, you have any concerns? I hate to be that way, but I'm
I,
not too worried about Vancouver.
I mean, I'm not worried, but like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna pull my Chelsea card here and let's
Let's go.
talk about lower league or lower set teams in a league format. So I'm not too sure if any of you guys watching keep up with the Premier League, but Chelsea has like a really bad history of getting their shit knocked off by teams like Bournemouth or West Brom. This season it was West Brom. 2 seasons ago it was Bournemouth, and we just always drop points to these teams.
So do we. I mean, remember the last couple of years
Mm-hmm.
with Zlatan, we just like couldn't play. We'd lose
Yeah,
dumbass games to like the Rapids.
yeah. It's like those are games we should be winning, and only concern going into this game is I feel like Cabral or Grandisser just needs to have a game.
Yeah.
This is the perfect opportunity to like make their mark on the team and shut everyone up because we're playing fucking Vancouver. It's like I feel if Cabral or Grandster could get some service and we play a not stupid 4-2-2-2 formation, like we win. It's so easy in theory. Just put the guys out on the field and they win. I think we'll be okay. I can give a score prediction if you want to give a score prediction. I
Oh, yeah. Dude, I think we beat Vancouver comfortably 2-0.
Okay, word. I'm gonna one up you on that one. I say we win 3-0. I say
Ooh.
Cheech gets one, Cabral gets one, and Grandster gets one. Imagine that.
Cabral is getting into that territory now. I mean, we should be easy on him, and I still hold that line, but also he's getting into that territory where if he like doesn't get a goal soon, it might start to be like a monkey on his back a little bit, kind of like happens. Man, check you out.
Here we go. Here we go.
Minisode. Yeah, dude. So I think it's a comfortable win. I think we're okay, and that is that. Yeah. So looking ahead, we are wearing the community kit. People on Twitter are stoked about that. Um, we are undefeated in the community kit, so that
Oh,
is something to look forward to. And I really, what I want to see is I want to see a good, consistent game. I want to see Sega play well. I want to see Depew play well. I want to see Cheech get a goal again. I'd like to see Leggett do well. I don't know. And I'd like to see a little bit more of the French connection. I think you're spot on, Mike. This is kind of a statement game. It's like, come on now. The
it's
power
Vancouver. Come on,
yeah.
buddy.
The power rankings came out today, and they finally said that we're a good team. We're just missing a few pieces, and I actually think that's correct.
J.
Uh,
Sam Jones, I'm after you, motherfucker. I'm so after you,
I
Sam
think
Jones, buddy.
I think they got it right this time.
Yeah.
So beyond that, the only other thing I want to talk about is Jonathan Dos Santos. Vanny said that he would have played if it was a game of consequence, but they didn't see it as one, so they're kind of not rushing him back. My guy, he cannot be a DP next year. If he is
Dude,
staying, he cannot be a DP anymore.
I know, and I know Timmy can't fight back on this because he's not here, but it's just like I'm tired, dude. He's just not DP quality. He's just simple as that. He doesn't have quality enough to be a DP if he's
Anymore.
going to get hurt anymore. At one point, he did. Maybe 2, 3 years ago, yeah. But he just can't stay healthy. he has one good game every 5 we play, and then, we get into this cycle where it's like, oh my God, is he going to do it? And I mean, we're the only ones to blame for that. And I'm glad that Greg realized that and was like, hey, let's step back from it a little bit. Let's put our hands up and reassess that situation.
I mean, think about how quick people clamped down on Alessandrini, man. Like, it was Drini out immediately.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's a little bit of Jonah bias within our community, but rightfully so. He's been here forever. Like, he's our hero guy. Nothing against Jonah. So.
Nothing against Jonah, nothing personal. I mean, amazing goals. The last two meaningful things I can think of off the top of my head are that Minnesota playoff goal, very similar to the goal he scored against LAFC.
Mm-hmm.
He's good for that, and he runs his ass off. But I don't know. There's all
can't
of this.
Do it night in, night out.
Yeah, and there's this talk about it's how he runs and like having to maybe reteach him how to run because the trainers notice that like he compensates when he runs because he's had all these injuries and like it's I don't know, dude. But I think that's it for the Minisode. I think we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Hopefully good vibes into Vancouver. We will be back Thursday, I think, with Timmy before the Smurfs and to talk about Vancouver. We'll see if these predictions were right. And it has been another G30 podcast. Mike, you want to hit him with the socials and the website?
Yeah, if you guys have listened this far into the podcast, you can go check us out on all of our socials on Instagram and Twitter at the G30 Podcast. It is the G30 Podcast. And if you want to check us out on our website, that is g30podcast.com, g30podcast.com. And if you want to come check me out on my socials, you can come check me out on Twitter at CFCMichael. And that'll be it for me today, boys.
And I am Count Chalk786 on Twitter. Peace.
Deuces.